At London Financial Studies, we focus exclusively on capital markets. Our programs offer practical learning to professionals from all over the world.
The topic of today's presentation has been sort of controversial in the last months. Well, you have certainly heard many people saying that blockchain technology is going to be the solution to many problems in finance. And the other misunderstanding is the idea that only in the Bitcoin world, that is supposed to be the prototypical, trustless business world, this technology can be fruitfully applied. The truth is instead that there can be business models which are intermediate between today's finance and the... You know that many problems of today's financial markets come from credit risk. We've got credit risk of the counterparty that generates a CVA cost, for example, for banks, but also for other counterparties. The credit risk of the investor generates the DVA issue. And the credit risk of a player also is the reason for its higher funding cost that generate an FVA. And the correct worries of regulators around credit risk are the reason for the large amounts of capital. But you know, if we think of working in a reality where we use smart contracts and digital cash transactions on a single distributed ledger, the process appears much easier for all players. Notice that now there are also researchers that are developing contracts that almost automatically implement the legal pros of the ISDA master agreements and the CSA agreements, making the process easier for all the players. But the most important thing is the one that comes now. So it's the right moment, basically, for banks to consider this possibility. And also remember that this business model is much less restrictive, for example, than the one-size-fits-all model that we already use when we deal with CCPs, because here only a bilateral agreement is actually required. Then, obviously, the process needs to be designed very carefully. Otherwise, regulators will be worried that something like what happened with Ethereum in the last days...